Ranking the best abilities in Madden 25. And boys, we're back here with another tier list update. Today we're going to be taking a look at our full ability tier list. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. Now, before we get into the first abilities, we're also going to be covering X Factors today because we're starting to get so many built on X Factors. Thought that was appropriate. We're also going to change up this tier list too. We did it last time, but in this top tier here, we're going to have the best, which is like the meta things that I think you should run. We're going to have a great tier, we're going to have a mid tier, and we're going to have a trash tier, and we're going to get rid of this D and F tier. Now the first cards we got right here is agile extender and also anchored extender. I want to cover them right by each other because pretty much do the same thing. Gonna break in a DB sack, which if you guys play any college football at all, a lot of people will try to compare this to extender. I don't think it's to that point. I don't really think these two are great. I'm gonna go ahead and start them off in the trash tier. After that, we do get the fearless ability right here. And fearless, in my opinion, it's not something that you need right now. It's like, it's not bad to run, I should say too. I just don't think under pressure, like a lot of times when under pressure is good on defense, or like the edge to elite, like the abilities that cause your quarterback, like fearmonger as well, the things that cause like under pressure throws, I don't think they're great this year. So for me, fearless is just like a mid-tier ability. I don't think you need it right now. Now, after that, we also do get gift wrapped and gunslinger, and these are going to be two of our first addition to the best. I think gift wrapped and gunslinger, you gotta run these abilities. Like gift wrapped is just the ultimate don't get cheated ability. Your receivers, sometimes when they dive catch a lot, they will just drop the ball if you don't have gift wrap. I know some people don't like gunslinger because some of the gunslinger overthrows, but at this point I just think it's something you gotta run. After that, I do want to talk about the velocity abilities like pass the elite and set feet lead, and usually these abilities right here are right on par with gunslinger and gift wrap, but in my opinion, you don't need to run them. I think they're pretty good complements. I think the main thing you need is gunslinger and gift wrap though. Like you can go a set feed lead, you can go a pass lead. I just don't think they're like must run. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need them. They aren't the best abilities for quarterback this year, but still more than runnable. Understand why you would. After that, we get gutsy scrambler, which I mean, fearless, we could bump it up into great, but I feel like gutsy scrambler as well, kind of just right by fearless for me. I don't think you really need it. It definitely does something, helps you on the run, of course. Just don't think it's one of the must run quarterback abilities. Now we get abilities like homer, indoor baller, stuff like this. This stuff I just don't really recommend running. I don't think it does a ton for you. That includes things like clutch, closer, comeback as well, like pretty much all those type of abilities. Now we have Howard Master. We're going to cover some things right by Howard Master. We're going to cover QB playmaker and also conductor, and of course we're going to talk about backyard quarterback and master tactician. Okay, so master tactician is Howard Master, QB playmaker, and conductor, right? So master tactician is the best. Like you want master tactician, that's ideal. Now, besides that, backyard quarterback and Howard Master. Backyard quarterback is Howard Master plus QB playmaker. I think this is a step below master tactician. It's going to be in the great tier. Now, when we talk about these abilities all by each other though, Howard Master and conductor, if master tactician wasn't a thing, they would be in the best. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think they're all great abilities. So I think the one that like from our first list that I super underrated was QB playmaker. I didn't really see why it was so good, but man, these three abilities right here are just, they are phenomenal. And again, say master tactician didn't exist, I think Howard Master and conductor would be right here. I just, again, it's kind of like tough because master tactician is the thing you want in your quarterback. Now, after that, we get human joystick right here. Human joystick was another one that I slightly slept on too. I'm gonna go ahead and place it in the great tier because it's also something that does activate on being on conservative, which is actually really nice. I know a lot of people like to play on that conservative ball carrier, so yeah, now we're starting to get into like running back, receiver, tight end type of abilities. I think identifier, I don't really know if identifier is great this year because like the switch stick is a thing. Does seeing the user really help? I'd probably place it more along the lines of like the great tier again. Like it's definitely good being able to see the user for sure. Gonna place it great. Now we go on a run of Deadeyes where we get long range Deadeye, no look Deadeye, and we're gonna cover some things right by each other like red zone, roaming, inside, lofting, pocket, sideline, high point, low point, and dashing as well. So let's talk about all the Deadeyes. Long range, I think it's okay. I would place it more along the lines like the mid tier. My favorite Deadeye ability is going to be pocket Deadeye, and I'm gonna have this in the great tier. I think you just get the most amount of like blue throws from the pocket right there. I like sideline Deadeye too. Like sideline Deadeye is something I can see in the great tier. I don't hate that take. I'm gonna place it more along lines like a mid tier. Like I think pocket Deadeye being on the same level as Seffi lead, pass lead, I don't mind that, but like sideline, I think it's a little bit worse. No luck Deadeye, I don't really think you need to run this. Red zone Deadeye, same thing. Lofting Deadeye, I don't like any of these Deadeye abilities. And I can also say the same thing about high point and low point. Like you just don't really need them. Maybe high point now they nerfed high balls. Maybe this could help give you a little bit more consistency, but low points as well. If you're on the freeform setting, you can't even low ball, right? After that, we get roaming and dashing. Dashing, I think, is worse. Dashing, I'd put mid. Roaming, I'd slightly place great. Like, it's not like, I don't think it's crazy this year. I really don't. But like where roaming, I think, is good is when you get into a habit of like drifting in the pocket and you drift too far right or left. And that's when roaming, I think, is good, getting blue throws on that. But besides that, again, you know what? I'm going to place it mid. I'm not really a big fan of roaming this year. I like pocket Deadeye more. Inside Deadeye as well as another one that I just placed on this mid tier, like around long range Deadeye and sideline Deadeye. I don't hate these abilities. Again, if you want to run them, like you have the AP for it, I don't hate it. It's just pocket Deadeye is my favorite out the bunch. We get quick draw right here, pretty mid tier. You just don't need it. It's pretty much like gunslinger, but only under pressure. I just don't really think you need it. Again, okay ability this year. Now we get the stamina abilities like recuperation, second wind. I just don't think you need them. So for me, they're going to be in the trash tier. Like, you don't really need to run them. So we're going to have them in the trash tier. All right, now after that, we get safety valve. Safety valve right here, I don't think it's ever been good. Same thing with magician as well. Doesn't do anything with like the comebacks or like play action as well. Now we get into some running back abilities. I want to cover basically all the running back abilities by each other, like spin cycle, bulldozer. We can go leapfrog, and also like second wind, including energizer as well. Pretty much this trash tier, what I would think about it too is if they're like 0 AP and ultimate team, that's when I'd run them. All right, now we got all the running back abilities right by each other, where we have spin cycle, jukebox, bulldozer, armbar, bruiser, and evasive right here. Of course, we have leapfrog, reach for it, goal line back, tank, balance beam as well. So let's talk about it. So running back abilities as a whole, I don't think they're great. I think spin cycle and jukebox, I think they are just like pretty mid. I don't really think they're crazy at all. I think bulldozer is the one that I think is really good. Like, specifically when I think of bulldozer, I think about how good it is on running backs like William Perry, or I guess he's a fullback, you know, like I would say these are pretty. I would say bulldozer is great, and I'd also put bruiser right here. I just think overall, like evasive and like the spin and juke just really aren't good this year. Like, I think it's just not something I'd really recommend. I'd recommend bruiser and bulldozer over them, which is weird because usually, like, again, spin, juke, and evasive is higher for me. Leapfrog, ever since I got rid of like the Jurtle fumble stuff, not really worth it. Reach for it, there's some like potential here, but just based on the abilities we have, I would say not worth running in my opinion. Now we get goal line back. Goal line back is pretty mid, but it's actually like, because it only works within the 5. It's really good for 0 AP though. It's actually one of the things that, like, when we do our best ability setups, I'd always like to have a 0 AP goal line back just situationally, but it's just objectively like probably mid. Like, just it activates within the 5. It helps there, but besides that, you know, whatever. Besides that, we get tank and balance beam right next to each other, which I'm glad they're by each other, because balance beam, I feel like how it plays, it's like a worse tank. Like, if they mistime hit sticks, balance beam bounces off of them, and I like balance beam. I feel like mid, like, you could even say like potentially great too on this level. Like, I think balance beam is really underrated. Tank is, I think, overall in this game, okay, if we were to get rid of AP costs, I think it's right here in the best, and let me explain why. Okay, I still like it more than human joystick. It's my favorite ability in the run game, or like in anything. Like, that's why I'm putting it in the best. Reason for that is avalanches are going to catch on here soon. Avalanches, we're getting them on a ton of players. Hit stick fumbles, tank is the counter to that, and just overall, like, tank is just a great ability this year, man. Boom tech was something that obviously they wanted, main thing for Madden 25, right? New tackling system, hit stick is back. Well, conservative and tank says no, the hit stick is not back. So yeah, I think tank is just, again, whether it's on receivers, whether it's on tight ends, whether it's on quarterback, whether it's on running back, if you have the AP for it, I don't mind getting tanks on the field. One of my most recommended running back abilities. After that, we get a tight out and fast break. I feel like both of them just really aren't great this year. Like, I don't know. Fast break used to be decent. Don't think it's good anymore. After that, we get protected. I would say this is like a mid-tier ability. Doesn't really do much. Like, you can even say it's trash. Like, some people say it's unnoticeable. I get it. After that, we go on to run O-line abilities, which they did add secure protector back into the game. And I think the two offensive line abilities that I think are the best are secure protector and post up. Also, if you can get pass protector or edge protector, which pass protector is like a part of secure protector. They have pass protector, run protector, secure protector, kind of like backyard quarterback, master tactician, and Howard master, QB, playmaker, conductor, kind of like that, right? So secure protector is overall the best ability you can get for offensive linemen. It's going to counter all D-line abilities. It's going to counter the run abilities as well. Secure protector is great. Now, if you had to break it down between pass protector, run protector, I would go pass protector first. You want to counter those edge shred double or nothings. You want to counter those double or nothings, right? So that would be number one for me. After that, post up, I really like on the center. I would say post up is a great ability. And then we get like a whole bunch of like, in my opinion, like all day, I think is a great combo ability. Like all day out the bunch though, I'd say is definitely like one of my favorites, because it does do something. It's just the dream combo for offensive lineman, secure protector all day, right? So you went off the jump with secure protector and all day keeps them from shedding, right? And yeah, I kind of think like this gray tier as a whole is like just really good combo abilities, right? After that, edge protector serves no purpose if you have secure protector, but it's like there isn't a ton of secure protectors in the game, so it's like kind of tough. And it's also like edge protector can get discounted as well right now. It's a tough ability to rank when we're talking about MUT, but overall it's like probably I'd say great. Like it's a great ability. If secure protector wasn't a thing, edge protector would be right here. After that, we get like fool me once. Like pretty much all these abilities besides like nasty streak and like threat detector, they're all gonna rank in the same spot for me. And natural talent as well. I feel like all these are just like not really things I would want to run, right? Like I just don't really think they're great. Now natural talent, I'd put mid. Like it's okay. Like starting off with blocker resistance, think that's fine. Nasty streak, I'd put in the gray tier too. Can help out the run game. I just don't think it's like the best, you know. I think secure protector is. Threat detector is another thing that's like you should probably run it. The argument against threat detector this year though is it's like you kind of know who's blitzing, whether they're running like the dollar loop, the dollar disengage, 6-1, like whatever defense they're running, you probably know who's blitzing, right? So that's the argument against it. But just being able to see the blitzers on 3rd and 4th down, really big thing. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the best. After that, we go on a run of receiver abilities, which also I want to talk about these apprentices. We have slot apprentice, wide receiver apprentice, and outside apprentice. They're trash when we incorporate master tactician, right? I'm gonna place them right by hot route master though, because it's like it's all dependent on who you have them on, right? I think at this point in Ultimate Team, they're trash, right? Like you shouldn't really run them because again, we have Master Tack, we have Hot Route Master. There's no point to these, but say hypothetically you're in a CFM setting, that's when I would run them. Now let's get into the other abilities right here, where we're going to cover all like the in elites, route tech, short in, short out, slot-o-matic as well right here. I think that's all the like receiver abilities. Matchup nightmare, I like this on the tight end. I think it's like mid, but it's like good on the tight end. That's probably like my favorite mid ability right here. Like it's good on the tight end. Elsewhere, not really good. Could bump it up in the great just because it's really good on the tight end, but I'm gonna keep it mid right now. Besides that, we have mid in, mid out. I think these two are mid too. Like they do a little bit, of course, but don't think it's crazy. We have deep in elite right here, which I think this is again mid. I think deep out elite is great, really good for sideline animations in my opinion. Now we get short in, short out. Short out I think is mid this year, it doesn't really do much. Short in and route tech, I kind of think of these as very similar abilities, and for me they're going to be the best. And I think overall route tech is the best, but short in is just like it's base. I don't want to say basically the same thing, but it's kind of like, in my opinion, they do a lot of the same things because short and elite is there for man coverage. And in the current state of Ultimate Team too, we don't have a lot of route techs for discount. We have a lot of short and elite, so I'm gonna have short and elite also in this best tier with route tech. After that, we get slot-o-matic, and I think this is a really good ability as well. I would say it's more on the level of like great by like deep out elite than like the other in elites. Now after that, we get red zone threat. Red zone threat, I do think this is a pretty mid-tier ability. I don't want to say rewards like bad play, but just chucking up one-on-one balls in the red zone, it's not the best, especially when we got pick artists everywhere too. Not really ideal. I could see it in the trash tier as well. Run off elite is something that I don't really think works a lot. Grab and go, I don't really recommend running. Return man, it's like if you have the AP for it, I get it, but I'm gonna place that in the trash tier. And honorary alignment, I'm gonna place this in the mid tier. Okay ability. After that, we get backfield master and backfield mismatch, and we can cover third down threat too. And then we get into all the X factors. So backfield master right here, they're pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna place them by slot-o-matic and deep out elite because it's for your running back to basically beat man coverage more effectively, be a little bit better at the pass game. I like them, so yeah. After that, we get third down threat. I think third down threat really isn't that great. I'm gonna place it in the trash tier. Now we get all the X factors on offense. First one we got is Truz. This is like a fun ability. I'm gonna put it great, and it's one of my favorite in this tier. I'm not putting in the best because of the fact that like you can still fumble with it if they strip, but this makes it to where like your quarterback and stuff, you don't have to worry about fumbling every single time. I really like it on the quarterback. It's fun. Besides that, we got ankle breaker. I don't really think this one's good. First one free, don't really think this one's good. Freight train is probably the best one for running back. Freight train / angry runs as well is probably the best one for running back. So yeah, it's going in this best tier. And grab and smash right here, I don't really think this one's good. Satellite, I don't think is good. Wrecking ball, I don't really think is good. And like I should say, these are like trash based on the other X factors you could run. Should say that as well. Double me, rack them up, and max security are very similar to last year, where they can't insta beat the man press. So all these for me are going to be in the best tier as well. I think these are the best receiver abilities because they can go ahead and insta beat man press. And also you have yak him up right here, which yak him up is essentially like freight train for receiver. You're gonna break the first tackle after catch attempts. I think this is like really good, don't get me wrong, and I'm debating on the best or like great. I think these 3 receiver abilities are better just because of the fact, again, I want them to insta beat the man press. So yeah, yak him up. I can definitely see it argued in the best tier though, don't hate that. Escape artist, I think this is like okay. I don't think it's crazy this year, kind of similar to last year too, nothing really crazy. Blitz radar is basically just threat detector, so wherever you have threat detector, you're gonna have this right by each other. You also get vanguard, which this is gonna be something in game, gonna be pretty annoying with the tight ends again. Could definitely see that becoming a meta. This is kind of like the extender abilities as well, gonna place that in the trash tier. We have dots and gambler actually increases pass speed and dots and Omaha, and this one right here is essentially like fearless, so like I'm gonna place this one right by fearless. Like if you like fearless, you know, you'll probably like this one, but Omaha is definitely like just cheese, like being able to see your opponent's play art, cheese, so that's gonna be in the best. Dots, gambler, running gun is really fun, man. It's like just perfect accurate throws, like one of the better X factors you could get. Dots is also up here too because it's kind of similar to running gun, just being able to throw it perfectly accurate. Gambler, I'm gonna go ahead and place in this great tier by like yak 'em up, and bazooka, I think it's kind of mid. Like you get to throw it farther. But yeah, boys, this has been my updated thoughts on abilities in Madden 25. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Again, we did do X factors. Yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Madden 25 Ultimate Team content just like this. Now, if you guys do want to go and see me use these abilities live, talk about these abilities live, have been streaming on both YouTube and Twitch to watch on the YouTube. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.